Katharine Drexel was born in Philadelphia on 26 November AD 1858, the second child of Francis Drexel and Hannah Langworth. Her mother died about 5 weeks after Katharine's birth. Katharine's father, who was a very wealthy investment banker, and his second wife, Emma Bouvier, were great philanthropists, giving food, clothing, and rent assistance to those in need. Emma would tell her daughters, "Kindness may be unkind if it leaves a sting." The family also traveled extensively in Europe and America. After learning about the plight of Native Americans in the western part of the United States, Katharine began a lifelong interest in helping the Native Americans. In 1883, Emma died after 3 years of painful struggle with cancer. In 1885, Katharine's father died, and the 3 daughters inherited about $14 million. In today's currency, it would be about $400 million, or about $1,000 a day for each woman. On a trip to Rome, Katharine asked Pope Leo XIII to send missionaries to the Native Americans. The Pope replied that Katharine herself should become a missionary. After entering the Sisters of Mercy in Pittsburgh, she eventually founded what came to be known as the Blessed Sacrament Sisters. At the time of Katharine's death in 1955, the Blessed Sacrament Sisters had spent more than $12 million of her inheritance, founding 51 convents with 500 members, 49 elementary schools, and 12 high schools for African American and Native American children, as well as Xavier University, New Orleans, the only black Catholic university in the U.S. She was canonized by St. Pope John Paul II on 1 October AD 2000.
In the words of St. Katharine Drexel, "It is a lesson we all need, to let alone the things that do not concern us. He has other ways for others to follow him. All do not go by the same path. It is for each of us to learn the path by which he requires us to follow him, and to follow him in that path." Often in my desire to work for others, I find my hands tied. Something hinders my charitable designs. Some hostile influence renders me powerless. My prayers seem to avail nothing. My kind acts are rejected. I seem to do wrong things when I am trying to do my best. In such cases, I must not grieve. I am only treading in my Master's steps. The Eucharist is a never-ending sacrifice. It is the sacrament of love, the supreme love, the act of love. My sweetest joy is to be in the presence of Jesus in the Holy Sacrament. I beg that when obliged to withdraw in body, I may leave my heart before the Holy Sacrament. How I would miss our Lord if he were to be away from me by his presence in the Blessed Sacrament. And here is the passive way, to be filled unto the fullness of God. The passive way, I abandon myself to it, not in a multiplicity of trials, extraordinary penances accomplished, practices of great works, but in peaceful abandonment to the tenderness of Jesus, which I must try to imitate, and being in constant union with his meek and humble heart. The Passion was, by the very meaning of the word, something passive. It was accepted with active goodwill, but it was submitted to, not sought after as an instrument of self-torture. St. Katharine Drexel died AD 1955.